very pleasing for us to have His Excellency visit the projects over to a number of coal and coke projects between Thursday and Friday. To put it in context, His Excellency set a milestone of Zimbabwe achieving a 12 billion mining industry by 2023. Of that 12 billion, 1 billion is earmarked to be achieved by coal and hydrocarbon sector. A number of projects have been initiated from 2018, which are new projects and a few expansion projects. So His Excellency over these 2 days is coming to review the new projects as well as expansion projects.
Your Excellency, welcome to Western Areas. Western Coal and Energy Project is an exciting development that will significantly contribute towards a 12 billion roadmap for the mining sector, as set out by the President last year. The Western Area property has been explored and investigated over the past years with various drilling campaigns, proving this resource. The first thing is to establish how much coal is here and to make sure we know exactly where it is when we start mining. What I can confirm, that the coal is there and the mining is possible and the coal grades are very good. In this regard, over 20 million has already been invested in this Western Coal and Energy Project, and a total investment of over 100 million will be coming into this area in the next year. We're also committed to local job security. The initial phase of the project will create over 200 jobs and increasing to about 1,000 jobs as we complete the project. Our biggest target with our company is power generation. On that front, Western Coal and Energy is going to build 2 additional 300 megawatt thermal power station. This aspect of the project will involve about $1.2 billion investment. Mr. President, I can assure you and the nation that with the plans we have in place, there is no need for Zimbabwe to ever import coal again. I don't know if you remember, a few years ago we were importing coal when we've got all our resources here. We have the resources, we have the local skills and financial ability to produce adequate coal to meet our current needs of the country, as well as the future requirements resulting in the projected growth of our country. Thank you again for the visit and for the official groundbreaking ceremony. Thank you, sir.
This is very, very exciting. Very exciting. We are sitting on reserves and mineral resources which can make a huge change to our economic situation in the country if we remain focused and develop the resources that we have in Zimbabwe. There are 2 major areas of resources which God gave us, and these 2 can change the economy of our country. The one is agriculture. First and foremost, we need to produce our own food and feed ourselves. Food security. And our program relating to achieving food security is now on course, and we have put up a package to support that vision, and we believe that within 2 to 3 seasons we should achieve food sufficiency or food security in Zimbabwe. We do not need to import any food at all in Zimbabwe. The second resource which we have is the mining sector. The mining sector is demonstrated here by the Minister of Mines, Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. At the end of that process, we will have adequate energy, electricity for our country to drive our industry. Currently, we have been importing. We have a deficit in the generation of power, and yet we have the resources to generate that power. We have set ourselves a roadmap to achieve self-sufficiency and possibly surplus as we walk the road we have set for ourselves. Once we have enough electricity in the country, then our industry and commerce will not complain. It will have to work and develop without constraints from importation of power. Now, the resources to produce that is in Zimbabwe. The third aspect is fuel. We have problems and difficulties and constraints in the supply of fuels in the country. And yet, you saw in Honorable Chitando's presentation where gas is just being wasted, being burnt, going to the air. Yet, technology is there in the world. We don't need to invent the wheel anymore. We need to access modern technology to convert that gas for our own use, as well as through the coal processing levels and gas in the country. We should, according to the program, by 2030, we should be sufficient in terms of fuel. Now, if we become sufficient in food, we have food security in the country, we have adequate energy, electricity in the country, and we have enough fuel in the country. I see no constraint in us achieving what we have set for ourselves, the attainment of higher middle income status by 2030. All what is needed is focus, stability, harmony, and a unity in the country, and peace. With that, we will achieve our goal. We will change the lives of our people. I'm happy that in the exploitation of the resources in this area, the companies here are doing their best to recruit the young people in this area to be given jobs, to be trained in skills, artisanal skills. That is critically important. We must see the change of lives of the local communities because the resource is here. Yes, the country will benefit, but we must see also that this area changes and responds to the growth of the growth and modernization of this area. What is left is for Minister and your people and the companies to deliver what they are telling us. It's one thing. The first thing is the concept. The second is the layout of the process of the roadmap to actualize the concept. This is where we are. And the last is the product, which all of us will appreciate. Even those who are sleeping, the lazy ones, will benefit the last product. That is there. But now, Minister, can we walk the talk? Billy, let us now walk the talk. That's the message throughout. I thank you.
I want to express my sincere gratitude to you, Your Excellency. We're all gathered here because of your vision of Zimbabwe is open for business, and we as South Mining are a living testimony of that. I believe that under your leadership, Your Excellency, and the effort from the various ministries as well as the diligent Zimbabwe people, the country will become prosperous. We as South Mining commit ourselves to development together with the local people here. Once again, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to His Excellency Comrade E.D. Mnangagwa for officially opening our new project. It is a great honor to our company. We forever feel blessed by your support. Taboka Kaza Kaza. Thank you very much.
May I say I feel extremely impressed and delighted. So far, this is the second company we have visited today. There are several others we are going to visit today and tomorrow. But the tone of the visit has already been set at the first meeting when we had a debriefing by the Honorable Minister of Mines, Honorable Chitando, who explained, articulated our vision for 2023 in the area of the mining sector, when we envisage to achieve a 12 billion mining sector. To do that, there are milestones which we need to accomplish. And to do that, there's a roadmap which we have to follow in order to achieve the 12 billion mining sector by 2023. But it is one thing to have a vision. It is quite another to walk the roadmap to achieve that vision. To do so, you need stakeholders who are committed to the concept. You need stakeholders who stay on course. We need an environment where that vision can flourish. So initially, you need a stable, united, harmonious country, you need an environment where other subsectors of the economy are also contributing towards that vision. After the presentation by Honorable Chitando, I was satisfied that the mandate and the vision and the task I gave him, to me, seems achievable. The companies in the mining sector show their commitment to expansion, to modernization, and to the growth of this sector, the mining sector. We need those in government, in the public sector. We need those in the private sector. We need the communities around where these companies operate, all to pull in one direction. To pull in unison. Our desire is to achieve higher middle income by 2030. However, that will not be achieved by the mining sector alone. Other subsectors of the economy have their role to play. But today we are focusing on the contribution to that goal from the mining sector. And let me openly inform you that it does seem that in the mining sector, the vision is on course. I have no doubt that we are going to achieve the target and the goal we have set ourselves in that sector. I'm also happy that these companies who are engaged in the mining, processing, value addition of the products in this area give preference in terms of employment to the local communities. This is critically important. Secondly, the presentation by South Mining also revealed their consciousness towards community responsibility. I wish to appeal to all companies, primarily those here in Hwange. Hwange area is somewhat behind in terms of infrastructure development. We need no area to remain behind as we develop our country. So I therefore appeal to all the companies in here to assist in the construction, development of infrastructure like roads, water, electricity, housing, social amenities like schools and clinics. I would want to see you putting a hand. Yes, government is there, but government also needs support from the private sector. The challenges facing the country are not government challenges, but are national challenges. And the nation is composed of both the public and the private sector. So the two sides must pull together towards a betterment of the lives of our people. I have been told about the vision of this company. Let me assure you today that you enjoy the support of government in your endeavor to grow and prosper. If we remain focused, the issue of importation of energy, electricity, from outside Zimbabwe will be a thing of the past, because we have the resources in the country which can give us enough electricity to drive our industries. We have enough resources in Zimbabwe, in particular here in Matabele North Province, to produce enough fuel for the entire country if we remain focused. The technologies, skills, and competencies may not be with us, but they are there in the market. We should be able to attract those competencies and skills and global finance to assist us grow and modernize our economy. And I'm pleased that so far I see the enthusiasm in your eyes, in your speeches, in the way you walk, that indeed you are determined to walk with your heads up, not down. We need peace, we need harmony, we need unity among ourselves to achieve these things. That cannot be imported. It can only be done by us. No one from anywhere else will come and tell us to unite. No one else can come from elsewhere to come and tell us how to use our resources. It must be ourselves. We must be masters of our destination. We have a very highly educated younger generation. They must be patriotic to their country. They must contribute to the development of where we want to take the country. I have no doubt that, yes, of course, this country cannot develop on the basis of the mining sector alone. No. The agricultural sector. Today, we are importing food. Food insecurity in the country. Yes, we have had 3 successive droughts. But we must plan in such a manner that whether there is drought or there is no drought, we have enough food in the country. There is the technology of irrigation. We must have enough irrigation, enough number of hectares in the country under irrigation, so that whether there is drought or no drought because of climate change, we still must be able to feed ourselves. And I can assure you, with the program that is unfolding in that sector, in 3 or so seasons, we should reach the goal. It's a shame for us to be importing food when we have agricultural land in plenty. We have in excess of 10,000 water bodies in the country, and only about 10% of that is being used. 90% of the water bodies in the country are not being used. But we now have a program to develop smart agriculture so that we become independent. But of course, in the modern world, we cannot remain behind. We must also take on board ICT technologies in order to modernize and industrialize our industry and commerce. That is for another day. But for today, we are looking at mines and the mining site. I thank you. I'm delighted that Hwange, which had to all intent and purpose collapsed in terms of its own internal capacity. We decided to implement measures to resuscitate it. I'm happy that the evidence of its resuscitation is here. I'm very happy to come over. I'm very proud that this young man has done it, and his team, and your team. Because if your team was not cooperating, you couldn't make what you're making now. I say so because as he was showing me what they're doing, he was able to tell me the area that will supply coal for July, the area that will supply coal for August, the area for September up to December. It's very rare that you have that foresight and that calculation and that preparedness. Very good, congratulations. Asuchira kundovata nokuti ndakurumbidza. It was a disgrace for this country, for Zimbabwe or Hwange to import coal from neighboring countries when we have abundant coal in this country. This pit alone, I'm told by management that it would last 8 years. But there are several other sites unexploited. But because of our lack of planning or mere sabotage, you find that Hwange Colliery Company had reached a stage where it was not able to support itself in the midst of plenty. Kuwana munono tenga mvura, yamire munasave, unotenga mvura kune imwe nyika. Zvinosodesa. But I'm proud that the program we have instituted is being implemented. Also credit goes to my Minister of Mines, who I think is very focused. And with the direction, the commitment which we have, I have no doubt that we will achieve a 12 billion mining sector by 2023, 3 years down the line. Currently, we are just above 1 billion, 2 billion. We are at 2 billion just now. But in 3 years from now, we should be 12 billion. This is just one sector. This could have been done long time back. But because we were not focusing on what we have, on the resources at our disposal. I also implore that as you expand, employment is now being created. When this had collapsed, the young people in this area had no employment. Now with this development and the expansion which you have told me, it also means that the local communities are going to have employment. But like other companies,
You don't only give employment, assist the communities around to have better schools, better clinics, better roads, clean water. These are resources at their disposal in their areas. They must see benefit from the exploitation of the resources in the area. Again, I say to Hwange Koilari, keep it up. This is Chaba mine. I'm sure there are other areas of claims which you have, which again we must go forward to exploit. And let me assure you, support from my administration is 100%. As long as I see that you are patriotic and committed to developing our country. And thank you.